Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, and just when you thought that the shit couldn't get any more shittier, with the announcement in the last Bleach chapter that Bleach is going to be ending soon, we only have blank more chapters left. Oh no, how many chapters could it be? I assume 20, just to round out at a nice even 700, although that doesn't actually make a lot of sense when you think about the Turn Back the Pendulum as well as some extra chapters. It's probably closer to 700 chapters, if not over that number already. But no, we got an actual number for that now. Yesterday, over in Japan, volume 74 of Bleach was officially released, and at the end of that volume, in big, bold, can't miss it, no freaking messing around letters, it plainly spells out, well, not plainly spells out to me because it's written in Japanese, but it says the next volume, which will be volume 74, will be, in fact, the last Bleach volume.
I really don't give a shit. I've been dead for 4 years anyway.
Now, a standard Bleach volume only has about 10 chapters. Sometimes it goes a little bit over, sometimes it goes a little bit under, but the average, by and large, is 10 chapters. Now, keep in mind, volume 73, which I was actually talking about a few days ago, even before the volume was released. I was looking at the cover art for it, and I found it very weird that Renji, of all characters, was on the cover, because this includes, this volume includes the battle between Urahara and Askin, and, you know, you had Gerard doing his whole thing, you had Kenpachi's Bankai, you had Toshiro's mature Bankai. At the end of it, you had Ichigo confronting Yuha. It spanned from chapters 664 to 674, and of all the characters you could have picked to put on that freaking volume cover, you're gonna go with Renji of all people? Okay, whatever. But, yeah, so, we're already up to chapter 680 in the, Weekly Shonen Jump release. That was the last chapter that was reviewed. So if volume 73 covered up to chapter 674, and we're already up to chapter 680, that means we only have 5, maybe 6 chapters left of this series. Yeah. That's it. Now, we all thought we were going to have a few months left for this, but it's considerably less than that. I actually don't know. Okay, what's the exchange rate, the ratio between chapters of Bleach being released and weeks going by? What is it, like 1 to 5, 1 to 6? I can't... 1 to 1?! 1 to 1?! What the fuck?! What the actual fuck?! What the actual triple scooped waffle cone sprinkles drizzled in chocolate syrup and topped off with a cherry? Fuck! 5 weeks? What? I don't even... Now, to be perfectly frank with you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a guarantee that there's only going to be 10 chapters in the last Bleach volume. Considering this is going to be the last one, there's probably going to be more than that. Some of you might be aware of Naruto Volume 43, if you're fans of that. This is the volume that had the epic final battle between, well, final battle, between Sasuke and Itachi, and it had 13 chapters in it. It was much bigger than the other volumes because Kishimoto just wanted to have that, you know, that fight encapsulated in this one volume. So it's not impossible to have more than the standard number of chapters in it, just at an increased price. Except if you bought it in America, it was the same price as everywhere else. So, but yeah. So there might be like a double chapter at the end. Like there might be like, you know, 6 more weeks left, or maybe if you really want to stretch it to an insane degree, I'd say 7, but it's still just one book. There's a limit to how many chapters you can put in one book. We're not going to get like a phone book compendium of Bleach chapters, alright? So I would guess at absolute maximum 7 weeks, but that's even kind of stretching it. I'm more closely suited to guessing with 5 or 6 myself. Now, it's kind of obvious here to anyone looking at this that's been reading the story up to this point and knows where we are right now, that Kubo's rushing this, either of his own accord or for another reason. But it's very obvious this is not how you end a story like Bleach. Okay? Like, you just had your main character basically get pounded into the ground like a fucking tent pole by the main villain, and now you're saying, oh yeah, the main character just suffered a horribly crippling defeat, and it's very obvious he can't beat the final villain, but Yeah, I'll give it about 5 chapters, maybe 6. That should be good enough for him to get back up on his feet and defeat the main villain. And that just leaves, even if that was to be the case, there's still so many other things in the series that we've yet to touch upon here. And I'm not just nitpicking things like, oh, we didn't get to see this person's Bankai or this person's Bankai. I'm talking about characters that were set up to do stuff in this arc that just, like, their plot threads just died. Like Aizen. Yeah, okay, Aizen. Alright, we take him out of prison. Okay. And, he's in a chair. Alright. And, yeah, that's it. Okay, that's all he needed to do. Like, obviously there's some rushing going on here. And the prevailing theory here is that Weekly Shonen Jump, or the higher-ups at Shueisha, you know, somebody or some group of people are rushing Kubo to get done with Bleach. Because if it was up to Kubo, I can guarantee you, I mean, he's not that much of an idiot. He's not going to end a series like this unless he was forced to in some way or the other. But from the way I look at it, it doesn't make any sense because the reason that maybe a big publishing company like them would rush somebody to get done with a series is either for one of 2 reasons. Number one, that series is like a detriment to them. Like, Bleach is like costing them money. Or option number 2, they want to hurry up and get done with Bleach so they can put something else in the magazine. Both of those don't really make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, Bleach is not, like, their freaking flagship series. Like, it's not making as much money as One Piece. But it's certainly not hemorrhaging them money. It's certainly not, like, costing them shit. Like, it's not the bottom of the barrel. It sells decently. A few of the volumes actually got higher ranked in the last... I know Volume 70 scored pretty good, you know? So it's not like it's the bottom of the barrel, so it doesn't make any sense for them to be like, hey, Kubo, come on! You're costing us fucking money! Get this shit over with! You know, that doesn't seem to be the case. And the second option with they want to hurry up and get done with Bleach because that would open up a slot in the magazine for another manga, but... I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a decent amount of manga that are introduced in Shonen Jump like every year. And a lot of them just don't last, and some of them don't even last the whole year, honestly. They have certain benchmarks, I'm sure, for, you know, whether or not, okay, if you're not at this level, if you're not making us this amount of money, if you're not this popular at this point of your serialization, then we're just going to axe you. Okay, because at the end of the day, they're a business, okay? They don't give a shit about, oh, this story looks interesting, or, oh, these characters look so diverse, or, oh, the artwork is incredible. They don't care about anything like that. They care about the cold, hard numbers. Popularity, how many people are reading it, how popular is the actual series, how many volumes are they selling? You know, that's what they give a shit about. And I'm not knocking them for that. They're a business. They need to make money. But, Bleach is certainly not the bottom of the barrel. They're certainly not costing them money. So I don't know why you can't just be like, you know what? Kubo even came out and said this is the last arc. So just give him, like, I don't know, just let him have it. You'd be like, okay, when do you think you'll get done? Like, I don't know, like 40 chapters? I'm like, all right, fine, that's good enough, whatever. You know, I don't see the point here. Unless... like, the new manga that they're gonna try to push is gonna be, like, something like, you know, Akira Toriyama, or, you know, or steps back into the ring, or, like, or a Kishimoto's, you know, next series, next official series after Naruto. Unless it's something big like that, like a big name, I don't see the reason why they would be rushing them. Like, I'm not part of this industry. I don't know the inner workings of Shueisha or anything like that. So maybe there's other stuff that's going on why they would want to rush Kubo. Those are the 2 obvious reasons I have, and they don't click with me. They don't. Right, so like this time of year, normally, in July of every year, I do a recap video. I call it The End of Bleach, Plot Points That Need Addressed. This is the first year where that title is more apt than usual, where I go over, like, okay, all the stuff that we covered in the previous year and all the stuff that we still need to know. I'm gonna, you know, shift the track a little bit with this one because it'll be the last one I do, and I'll cover all the stuff that we probably would like to see done, but it's probably not going to happen. You know, and I better get freaking moving on that because we only have like a month left. It'll be over by August. That is so damn sad. You know, I was hoping for at least some time, because I kind of wanted, honestly speaking, I've been thinking of the final review for a long time. You see how I do stuff. Alright, I was expecting to have way more time to prepare for this shit. And now it's just like, you have less than a month. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll still do something. I still have somewhat of an idea, but it's gonna be not as epic as I thought it would be. But what are you gonna do? You know what, though? I was thinking about this, and some people have been throwing this theory out there, and I'm thinking, that can't be it. But, maybe it could be. I don't know. People have been throwing out the idea that since the odds are so stacked in Yuha's favor right now, what if the Bleach manga ends with just Yuha winning? Would you be cool with that? Like, I have to say, if I had to choose between, okay, Ichigo pulls some bullshit Deus Ex Machina power out of nowhere and manages to take out Yuha within the next 5 chapters, or we just have Yuha win, I would probably go with the Yuha winning, because, hey, at least his character is set up like, oh, I'm this powerful, no one can stop me. And I'm like, oh, well, look at that. He was that powerful and no one could stop him. All right, at least it's consistent with the writing. At least you don't have to pull some bullshit like, Ichigo, you lost all your powers. It's okay, because I got this magical MacGuffin thingamawhatsit. Boom! Muget's 2.0 Uber, bitch! Boom! Yuha defeated. Hey, at least when it's kind of like with Aizen, except what happened with Aizen was that you at least had like 20 chapters to work with. Because before Deicide, it was very obvious that Ichigo had no hope of defeating Aizen at all. He wasn't even close. Okay? But then, over the course of the next 20 chapters, Isshin brings up, oh, by the way, there's a secret technique. It's called the Final Getsuga Tensho. It was never mentioned up to this point, and you can only use it once, and it'll transcend you to a god level, and then you'll lose your Shinigami powers. You only have 20 chapters to learn it. Oh, hey, look, you learned it in like 6. Okay, Ichigo, good luck to you. That's one of my least favorite moments of the series. That's how they defeated Aizen, which that might very well be the last plot thread we had with Aizen. I know for a fact he's rushing, though. It's not, I mean, it should be pretty obvious, but I know for a fact he is, because I remember Kubo stating once that somebody asked him about Aizen after the Fake Karakura arc. Someone asked him about Aizen, and Kubo's response was basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said, Aizen's story is not done yet, or there's still something for him to do. Oh, really? Well, the thing that he needed to do was to get, carted out of Muken, where in the chair, and then release a bunch of Ryatsu, which was then constricted, and then he was knocked out by Nanana, and then he regained consciousness. Yeah, that's really what I wanted Aizen's character. That's really how I saw Aizen's character finishing off his plot thread, getting knocked out by a Quincy with piano teeth. That's how I saw his character going out. No, that's obviously not the case. And I could give you a shit ton of more examples about how it's very obvious that's not to be the ending. One more thing, and I'm hesitant to even bring this up. I really am, because I don't want to throw out false hope. I don't want people to think that I know more than I actually know, and I don't want to get you excited. I want to make something perfectly fucking clear. This is just, honestly, probably not even a really viable theory. This is just me trying to make sense out of this madness, why it's ending so quickly and so abruptly. Maybe this is setting up some sort of sequel series. I know a lot of you are looking at me right now like, no, Tekking, no, it's over, get over it, you can't have it, it's over, quit living in dreamland. I'm not living in dreamland, my brain is trying to process, like, how many years this has been in serialization? How many fucking years? And all the shit we've went through in this final arc, and where we're at right now in chapter 680. Ichigo, no powers. Yuha, looming over him. All these amazing god powers. No one can fucking touch him. It's just like, I'm trying to rack my brain, and the only way I can see this ending is if, Ichigo just gets the bullshit superpower up and then just defeats Yuha. And I'm like, that would be so lame. That would be the most pathetic way to end this series. Just like the nail on the fucking coffin buried 6 feet underground, encased in concrete. That's the freaking end of the Bleach manga. You know what? If that was the case, if that seriously was the case, I wouldn't even recommend people read the final arc. I'm not fucking with you. If that's actually how the series ends, with some kind of bullshit power-up at the last second, and Yuha's just taken out, kind of like Aizen was just, oh, I can cut you in half now, Aizen. I win! If that's how it ends, I would just tell people, you know what, don't even bother reading the final arc. Don't even bother.
You'll get introduced to a lot of cool new characters like the Stern Ritters, which might be interesting, but you'll never find out really about them. You might get some cool new Bankais and stuff, but they don't really go anywhere, and then the final boss is defeated through the most bullshit way. I would just say, you know what, just read to the end of the Fakar arc, or just do like the anime did and just, watch to the end of the Fullbringer arc. Because if you read the final arc, all you'll be doing is just climbing up the mountain of anticipation and like, oh man, this is going to be so cool. Yuha's such an awesome guy. He's so powerful. I wonder what's going to happen. And then when you get to the mountain, you don't even fall off the mountain. The fucking H-bomb just gets dropped on top of the mountain and the entire mountain is blown up. That's what happens, okay? That's what happens. Yeah, I'm not Kubo's fault, because I wouldn't say Kubo would end it like this if he had any choice in the matter. So, and obviously I'm sure Kubo's been thinking for a long time how he would have liked to end this series under his own terms, and I can guarantee you this isn't how he would have done it. It's just no matter what he does, there's still going to be plot threads unresolved that are pretty glaring. There's going to be a lot of tension lost regardless, because you can't build that incredible amount of tension for a final battle of a series in 5 chapters. You just can't do it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, or are crying in a corner right now. So, sorry. Good. I'll look forward to a bunch of videos from me. I'll be doing the end of Bleach video. I'm going to do my last fanfiction video, the last Bleach fanfic video, where I go on and on about all the different ways that Bleach can end. I think that would be a pretty funny video I could do. I'm also going to make a video maybe about the anime possibly returning. I could talk about that. But I want to make one thing perfectly clear here. If it wasn't clear already, I don't know if some of you might have, assumed otherwise. But when Bleach ends, that's not going to just be like, alright, I'm done talking about Bleach. Alright, I built my castle upon this hill. Alright, this is what this is going to be. I'm always going to talk about Bleach. I was thinking about, still putting out a Bleach-related video maybe every week or every 2 weeks after the series ends. And just continuing the discussions, because like I said, there'll be still so much. We're going to talk about other things, but there'll always be a place for Bleach on this channel. I want everyone to know that, okay? It's not just going to be like, alright, it's gone forever, and I'm moving on to this, and this channel's completely different, okay? So we're still going to talk about Bleach, don't worry about that. I'll still be here, don't worry. Hopefully it'll continue in some form. Like, look at what happened with Boruto. The Naruto sequel. That's not written by Kishimoto. Kishimoto oversees it, but other people are doing it. So maybe we'll get something like that with Bleach. Maybe we'll get other mangakas stepping up to the plate and starting to write a sequel series that Kubo just kind of like he consults back and forth. Maybe something like that. Yeah, so that's all I have to say, really. I don't want to delve too much into, the realms of, like, maybe, what, if, and could. But anyway, thanks for watching. This will be Tekking, signing out.
I built my castle upon this hill.